My God is Yahu. Yahu, always the name. If you've heard of Benjamin Netanyahu, if you've heard of many other Jewish people throughout time, Yahu is always the end for the God of the Hebrews, the God of the Israelites. Yud, Hey, Vav, these three letters that are the main ones in the name of God, this is always meaning the God of Israel, Yahweh. So Elijah means my God is Yahweh. Another thing to do with this story is the Baal, this god, or this, how to say, idol, he was actually in charge for the crops and the rainfall. You can see this area that's in front of us. Soon we'll get to this. This will excite you as well. This idol that was in charge of the rainfall and the crops, this is exactly the issue of the story here. They're under a heavy drought. And right after this story, when it ends, it comes to an end right up here. Because after they take them down, and right there you see a bridge going over a road. Do you see it? Mm-hmm. There's a bridge going over a road with some cars standing in traffic there. That bridge is right over the Kishon stream, the Kishon Valley, that we still call it that way today, that we know that as we read after the story, we actually didn't read it, but you will be able to read it a bit later, when they go down to slay the prophets, they go down to the Kishon Valley. So this is another thing here that fulfills the picture of the story. Well, after the story with the slaying of the prophet ends, Elijah tells Ahab, go up and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. There's a sound of abundance of rain. And he said to his prophet, go up now, look towards the sea. And he went up and looked and said, there is nothing. And 7 times he said, go again. On the 7th time he looks, and that's exactly where he's looking. Now all of you can get a very nice view of the Mediterranean Sea that we can see from here. And he see a little cloud in the shape of a little fist of a man, a little hand. And that's what's going to become this great sound of the rushing of the water that is actually going to come and end this drought that was over in the area. Alright, so a little of what we're seeing around us. Mediterranean Sea. 4 chimneys there, 4 big towers. That's the energy power station in Hadera. Many people, and you will see it probably also a bit later. Actually, on one of the last days, we're really close to it, one of our sites. All of this green area here close to us, that's all part of the Carmel Mountain, going all over to the area of the sea. Going left, we're going into a beautiful area, very interestingly, called the Jezreel Valley. The Jezreel Valley in Hebrew means the Lord will plant. Understanding that always, even from the biblical times, this was a very good place for crops. We even have a story with Elijah in a field that Ahab wants to take the field down in the Jezreel Valley. Why does the Jezreel Valley interest us? Because the Jezreel Valley has another name in the Bible. Any guesses? A guess. Wow, that's going to be special then. There's a very little town there. It's a kibbutz, actually. We'll get to kibbutzim one day if we have enough time. There's a little kibbutz there. It's standing over a biblical small town that is down there in that area. And the name of that kibbutz and the earlier First Temple period Hebrew village is Megiddo. Megiddo is on a little mountain called Har Megiddo. In the transcripting and the translating of the New Testament, it got to the name Armageddon.
Wow.
We are standing right on top of what's going to be the major place where all the forces that are coming against Jerusalem in the last days, as he calls it, that's going to be here. The war is not going to be here, but the gathering of the forces, as we read in the Bible, is going to happen in this valley that's in front of us. And always in Israel, no matter what, to do with biblical times, modern times, evil comes from the north. And that's a very good place if they're coming from the north, which is right there. They're going to come, regroup in this area, and keep making their way up to Jerusalem. Perfect. And you have front row seats to the exact unfolding of the final war that's going to come, that the Lord himself is going to have to intervene and come for the people that will be sitting in Jerusalem at that time. You can see at the moment all the way to Jordan. If you see hills there just in the haze, that's the country Jordan right there, so very close to us. You see a mountain right there, just peeking, just a lone mountain peeking out of the hills. You see it right there? That's Mount Tabor. We read about it in the Bible, the story of Deborah, the story of Barak. We read about it in the Psalms a couple of times. It is believed traditionally to be the mountain of Transfiguration, where Jesus takes three of his favorite disciples. He goes up on this hill right there and he changes in their sight. But that's traditionally, that's not something we can prove actually for sure. To the hills on the left, many buildings, cities, that's the area of Nazareth. That's where you're going to spend the night tonight, in the hills of Nazareth, Lower Galilee. Actually, the place where Jesus grows up, the place of his tender years as a young boy, he's going to be spending in this area. Probably going to see the exact same views that you are seeing today. A little less people, a little less roads and cars, but very, very similar. He's going to see the same plants that you will be seeing along the trip. We're going to actually have the privilege to do the exact journey, because we're going to go from Nazareth, 2 of our days, and into the Sea of Galilee. That's exactly the journey that Jesus is doing, making his way from Nazareth to Capernaum, down next to the Dead Sea. So, that's pretty much in general what we're